I'm so tired. I have my correct glasses on. I'm trying to speak quietly. This is my sexy voice. Oh, goodness. I slept so late today. I slept until 10:30, which is very odd for me on a weekend, but it felt good. But now I feel a little bit tired. I shouldn't have slept so long. Should have gotten my butt up. Good morning, Darlene and Kimberly and Alicia. Good morning. How are you doing, Kimberly? How are you doing? Anybody have any plans for today? I got up and started looking for vacation spots. Vacation spots that I could drive to. Good morning, Chelsea Welsie. Vacation spots that I could drive to. Good morning, Suliana. Hola, Morena. Yeah, I need to. You're feeling good, Kimberly. That's good. I feel so tired. I slept late. My hair needs to be done. I need to wake up. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. But let me tell you this. I'm supposed to be on my tea with no sugar for 60 days. Good morning, Marty. Tea with no sugar for 60 days. I have not reached the 60-day mark, and I have decided, forget that. I don't like it. I don't like it. So why am I punishing myself? I can drink it with no sugar if I need to, but I want my morning tea with my light sweetener and my cream. That's what I want. Well, almond milk creamer. I want it. I can't be at grandmama's tea time table and not have tea the way I used to have it with my grandmother. It loses it for me. Thank you, Marty. Love you too. You're doing big things. I saw your ungun post. Not your ungun post. Your August Sunday, SON day. I saw that. So today we talked about love every single day, and we talked about loving others, how we show love to others. Of course, incorporating in that how we like to receive love. So I want to just summarize all of that. And if you guys have any, so Chelsea says, I'm going on a walk, a jog, studying for a final, and then getting some cleaning done. They're plans, but not fun plans. You need to do something fun, Chelsea Welsie. You need to do something fun. Keep your spirits lifted. I went in and woke up the boy and said, hey, do you want to go nectarine picking today? And this boy told me, no, I want to work on my business today. Of all days. Hey, Darlene, I don't want to be in the house today. I don't want to be in the house working on your business. I have sat and knitted for three days. And if I sit in this house again, I'm going to knit some more. As a matter of fact, I have an order for yarn. I have like $100 worth of yarn I'm about to go pick up. And that's a lot of yarn because it was all on sale for like $2, $3. Yeah, I'm going crazy. Y'all know me. I dive into something and I dive head first. A rage room. Oh, that sounds so nice. I've never been to one. Is that where you throw all the, you can throw things, you can throw glasses or dishes or whatever, you just break everything? I need to go to one of those. My son wants to. If my son asked me yesterday, can I buy a house? What happens if we buy a house? And hold on. I'm waiting for my clothes, Miss Darlene. But I did pick out the yarn for your color hat. Don't worry about it. You know what, Karen? I have an everything addiction. When I enjoy something, it's a way for me to procrastinate if I'm honest with myself. It's a way for me to get out of doing what I should be doing and just relax. I've been knitting out of relaxation, and I love my end product. I need to, oh yeah. Yeah, I know, darling. I know. So, Yeah, I need to find a rage room out here. All right, so we were talking about love, and then I want to switch to talking about my knitting in a second because no, Darlene, well, let's just figure out the box and figure all that out, and we'll work that out. Don't worry about it. So, Darlene, we'll talk offline about that. So, we talked about the love languages, the 5 love language. We talked about acts of service. Dang it, I can't even remember all of them. Acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, giving gifts, but if you're Suli, receiving gifts, and physical touch. We talked about all of these. And we talked about how they apply in our lives, not just our romantic lives, not just our lives with our partner, our romantic partners, but also our lives with our kids and our work and every other situation. It's just life, period. Who we are. It speaks to, oh my God, Suli got to bring up the taxes. I need to not look at these comments because, yeah. Oh, damn it, you Suli, damn it. Yeah, I'm going to do the taxes. You know, when people call you on your shit, right? All you have to do is say, this is the thing. And I know I just jumped because Suli called me on my shit, right? Call me on my shit, please, on a regular basis. Do that because you need people to say, you know what? Right. And what about your taxes? And I was showing my sister okay, let me finish. I know I'm all over the place, right? It's one of those days. Y'all know it happens sometimes. Love each other, love yourself, show other people the way that you want to show other people love, the way that you want to receive love. That's what we automatically do. Make sure that you respect your partner's way of showing love. Make sure that your partner respects your way of showing love. All right, we're done with the love talk. Now, this is the thing. I was trying to show my sister my blanket. And as I was getting the camera situated, she's like, dang, Kai, your house a mess. I'm like, no, this is all my knitting stuff. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess because I've been sitting down knitting. So that side of the room is taken up with my knitting stuff. And then Etienne has been doing candles. So this side of the room and his workspace is taken up with candles. And I've been making bath salts and whatever. So all of the bath tea and the salt scrub stuff is in the kitchen on the counter. And Etienne, every day he cleans the kitchen. He's like, Mom, can you come put this stuff away? And I'm like, yeah, no, just pick it up, wipe it to the counter and put it back down. I'll get to it. And I got up this morning. I was supposed to get to my taxes and I was supposed to get to organizing this house. And I sat down and I started ordering yarn. You're right. I'm going to get on it. So love yourself. Love yourself. So this is, we are switching because y'all have called me on my mess today. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate you at my table. I appreciate you. Like, I get it done. I hear you, Suli. I see you. I hear you. I will. So I did my blankets. And I did a baby blanket. I did one baby blanket first. And I have in my mind who these baby blankets are for. I've got 5 new babies in my life that are either here or coming. And I decided that I really wanted a personalized gift for these people who are having their babies. I wanted a personalized gift. So Rose knits, and Rose inspired me to start knitting again. Inspired me by me watching her knit, right? I'm like, oh yeah, I got a loom. Let me go knit with a loom. And loom knitting is still knitting. Dang it, people. So I do my first blanket. And I'm an overachiever, so I don't do the simplest thing possible. I don't do the very beginner stitch. No, I want a pattern. I want it to be nice. I want it to, look really good. Look like I knew what I was doing, right? When I don't know what I'm doing. So I stitched this whole thing together. Well, you have to sometimes pay attention to what you're doing when you're knitting. You may have to count stitches. You may have to remember which stitch you just did. If you're not going to do the simple, if you're not going to just do the same stitch throughout the whole thing, you've got to remember, did I just knit or did I just purl? You have to remember that, right? And was it knit twice, purl twice, or was it knit once, purl thrice? I don't know. And I'm not talented enough. Let me take that back. I'm not advanced enough to know how to read the stitches, to recognize the stitches when I see them. So I don't know whether that stitch is a knit or a purl. I have no idea. So I can't just look at the line of prior stitches and say, oh, that's a knit, so let me purl now. Oh, that's a purl, so let me knit now. I don't know. I have no idea what it is. So I finished the whole first blanket. And when it was done, I looked at it and I was like, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. Look, this side is stretchy. This side is not stretchy. And I know why that other side is not stretchy, because when I was taking it off of the loom, I made some mistakes. It was my first time taking a blanket off of the loom. I didn't know what I was doing. I made mistakes. So it's not so stretchy. It's a beautiful blanket, but it's not as stretchy as the other side. And when you fold the corners together, the corners don't necessarily meet perfectly. So I called my knitter friend, Rose. And I'm like, hey, Rose, I need you to talk me off the ledge. Well, I started talking to her, and she's like, I see, Kai, I need to talk you off the ledge. I'm like, yes, please do. Please do that, please. So I'm talking to Rose, and Rose says, okay, we get on FaceTime, and she says, okay, I'll grab it in just 1 second, Chelsea. Rose, I get on FaceTime with Rose, and Rose looks at it. Actually, let me grab it now. You're right, Chelsea. I was debating whether I should show y'all, but let me grab it. Hold on. Okay, look, by the time I have 2 blankets and 2 hats now. So, all right, let me just move my little tea thing so I don't get tea on my blankets. Okay, so the first blanket I did was this one. This is the blanket. It's a baby's blanket, right? So it's not too big, but it's perfect for a baby. My idea when I did these blankets was that the baby would have a hat and the blanket, and it's not necessarily completely for wrapping the baby up, but when I would take my babies outside, they would have on whatever clothes they would have on, and then I would tuck some kind of blanket around them over their seat when they were new babies, right? I would tuck something over their seat to keep them a little extra warm. So they didn't have to have on big old coats. In California, the babies won't likely have huge coats on. When I had babies, I was where it was real winter with snow and freezing weather. So they had some sort of little warm coat-ish thing, not too bulky. And then I would put a bigger blanket over them. So the big, thick blanket acted more like a coat for them, because, you don't want your baby sitting in a car seat with a big old bulky coat on. It's too much. Anyway, so when I finished, you see how my corners are nice and square here? These corners are square. This is the beginning. When I got to the end, oh wait, no, that's the end. Oh, sorry, that's not the right blanket. This is the perfect blanket. Okay, so this was the imperfect blanket. So you see how the corners on this side are more squared off, and the corners on this side are rounded off. This side doesn't stretch. This side stretches. You can see the stretch, right? So I kept looking at this blanket. And I'm like, but it doesn't stretch. It's not stretching. And this side is stretching. And I showed it to Rose, and Rose was like, okay, Kai, well, if you want to take it apart, you can take it apart. But the blanket is fine, Kai. The blanket is beautiful. You could leave it like that. It's up to you. I mean, I see where your mistakes are, but I see when you fold it, because the corners don't match when it folds. See? The corners don't match when it folds, right? She's like, yeah, I can see that. But, Kai, it's the first blanket that you've done. You haven't been knitting for 20, 30 years. It's fine. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. You haven't done a good job of talking me off the edge. So I need to call somebody else. So I get off the phone with Rose and I go through this whole thing again with Janice. Oh, Janice, she can talk me off the ledge. Janice is really good at this. I'll ask Janice. So I get on the phone with Janice and Janice is like, what is wrong with that blanket, Kai? It's fine. It's fine. But I know you, Kai. If you're not happy with it, take it apart and do it again. And I'm like, but does it need to be taken apart? Anyway, I go back and forth with Janice, right? To cut the story a little shorter. I go back and forth with Janice. Janice is like, Kai, you got to be happy with what you did. I've said, fine, Janice. You're usually really good at talking me off the ledge, but you have done an ineffective job of doing it this time. So yesterday, my sister calls me about Charmin. Charmin comes to this table. You guys might not have a full picture of Charmin yet, but you'll eventually come to understand. So Charmin calls me about something else. And I'm talking to her. I'm like, hey, Charmin, I want to ask you something. So I started asking Charmin. And she's like, well, what's wrong with the blanket? Before she got to see it, she said, what's wrong with it? I was like, well, my corners don't match. She's like, girl, do you know how many blankets I've made? My corners never match, ever. How many blankets I have made? All the blankets I've made for all of my great nieces and nephews and friends, and none of my corners match, Kai. I'm like, well, now, and in my mind, I'm like, well, that's a shame. That's a damn shame. Why don't your corners match? That's messed up. I'm starting to question the quality of your work now because your corners don't match. And she's like, Kai, you don't worry about it. And then she starts talking to me about what somebody's paying you for it. Blah. I'm like, no, it's not. Nobody's paying me for it. It's a gift. She's like, oh, hell no. My sister starts going off on me. She's like, it's a gift? It's a gift and you think it matters that the corners don't match? So she asked me if I could see it, if she could see it. So we get on FaceTime. I show her the blanket. She's like, nah, look, OCD. She's like, look, OCD, I'm not going to tell you to take that blanket apart. She knew what I wanted to hear. What I wanted to hear was somebody say, Kai, you need to take that blanket apart and redo it. That's what I wanted to hear. And I was not going to be satisfied until I reached the person who said, Kai, take the blanket apart. Why? Why did I need somebody to tell me? I wanted them to talk me off the ledge. And they, in their own ways, probably actually did an effective job of it. But they weren't saying what I wanted to hear. They were saying what I needed to hear. I needed to hear, Kai, don't take that blanket apart. But Rose didn't say it that way. Rose said, Kai, it's nice. If you want to take it apart, you can. But you don't really need to. It's a nice blanket. Janice, Kai, it's a nice blanket. You don't have to take it apart. Charmin come with the bat swinging like Sully, but Charmin's bat swinging is verbal. Like Charmin will swing a verbal bat at you and cut you down, and you trying to figure out why the hell you hurt him, and you didn't even feel the bat. Charmin says, point blank, I am not going to tell you to take that blanket apart. There is nothing wrong with that blanket. That is a beautiful blanket. Put it down. And so what? You take it apart, and then the next blanket is going to have a problem too. So what? You're going to take that one apart too? Look, OCD, leave the blanket alone. Move on to the next blanket. I said, but I'm making it for two siblings, and they're going to match. They're supposed to match, and what if they don't match? She's like, good. Then the cousins don't have to fight over which blanket belongs to which cousin because they don't match. They shouldn't match. That way they know whose is whose. The point of this whole story is how many times do we walk around looking for a specific answer, and no matter how many times we get the right answer, it's not the answer we're looking for, and so we keep on looking for the right answer. Yes, see, Karen, right. Charmin will cut you down with some words in a minute and look at you like, why are you bleeding? I don't even understand what's wrong with you. Why are you crying? Buck up. Wipe them tears. What are they for? Whew. I'm the mean one. No. Y'all think I'm rough? Ooh. Ooh. So this is the hat that I made for the little baby. And this was the second blanket. Now the second blanket, as perfect as it is, no mistakes. I did it exactly how I was supposed to do it. I paid attention. I didn't miss any rows because I did the same one: pearl stitch, pearl stitch, pearl knit, pearl knit. I didn't do the fancy border, blah blah blah. Right? Did all of that. And guess what? Remember how Sharma said the next blanket? How's that gonna do, Kai? Guess what? My corners still don't match. So here I was about to take this whole dang blanket apart because the corners didn't match. And to me, the corners didn't match because I had made a mistake. And this blanket has no mistakes. And the corners don't match. Now, if I pull it, but this one is stretchy on all sides, so I didn't make that last mistake. Now, it's yarn. It draws up, it releases, it draws up, it releases. So no, the corners don't match. But I can pull them together so that they match. But if I just hold it up hanging, the corners don't match. How many times? Okay, and then this is the second hat to go with this second blanket. How many times do we get an answer and we are not satisfied with the answer we get? So we keep looking for the right answer. Nope. No, Rose, you didn't effectively talk me off the ledge. No, Janice, you didn't effectively talk me off the ledge. Charmin, what's your opinion? Why? First of all, why can't I just be happy with good morning, stays with the tardy slip, good morning? Why can't I, Kai Moore of Tea Time with Kai, who has sat at this table and said, you are perfect with your imperfections. Why can I tell you that at this table right now? You are perfect with your imperfections. And then when I see the imperfections in my blanket, take that shit apart. Let's put it back together. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. Don't preach it. Don't preach it. If you can't receive it, if you can't understand it for yourself, don't preach it to other people. Preaching and teaching and telling everybody else, but I can't absorb it for myself. It's not perfect. It's perfect in its imperfections. And yet it's not perfect. At the same time that I say, don't care what other people think about you, I'm worried that the person who receives this blanket is going to look at it and immediately see the imperfections. Why? Because that's what I do. I immediately see it. When Sharma showed me her blanket, she's like, look, let me show you. She was going to show me an example of a blanket that she had sent to my niece, her daughter. And she pointed, she's like, you see this? I'm like, oh yeah, I see that. The imperfections jump out for me. It is a curse. I can't help it. If you show me something, the first thing I see is, oh yeah, that stitch is off. Why? You give me a paper to read, the first thing I see is all the typos. Which is quite ironic because now I put a lot of typos in everything I write up. But that's because I got fat fingers. Chelsea says, I don't know, seems like you really didn't want to take it apart. You wanted someone to convince you not to take it apart, or else you would have just taken it apart without needing someone's input. I don't know, Chelsea. I wanted to take it apart. I wanted someone to convince me not to take it apart. But I guess I needed to hear it the right way. Rose was nice about it. That wasn't the right way. Rose was very, very nice about it. It's up to you, Kai. Well, I don't know what. I want to take it apart. I need you to tell me not to take it apart. I needed honesty. And sometimes when you're being too nice to me, I'm not sure you're really being completely honest. I need you to be raw and uncut, honest with me. God, it looks like shit, take it apart. If that's the truth, right? So when you cookie coat things for me, I can't really tell the authenticity. I can tell the authenticity in your care for me because you're cookie coating it, but I can't tell whether you're just being really nice to me and saying, yeah, it's beautiful for something you first did. I don't want to hear that. It's like telling somebody, "Oh, you know, you look good for you." Was somebody told me one time, you have it was when I was wearing my hair bald, and they were like, "Yeah, you look beautiful for a bald head woman." I'm like, wait. So bald head women can't be beautiful, or you say you didn't expect? I mean, like it's the way that you say it that is important. Don't put the qualifiers on there. When Janice gave me her opinion, she also, okay. Thank you, Darian. My curtains have wrinkles. Thank you. I appreciate that honesty. And I would expect that from you all the time. Janice was nice about it too. And Janice and Rose left it to me. Charmin came in with the bat. I will not tell you to take it apart. It is fine. Stop letting your OCD take control. That's really what I needed to hear, but that's not what I thought I needed to hear. What I thought I needed to hear was take it apart. I needed somebody to be hard, cold, honest. That's what I needed. Karen says, you are stronger than me. I would have taken my crochet project apart. I needed hard, cold honesty. Kai, you're being stupid. Don't take it apart. Leave it alone. And I left it, and I picked up the next project, and I completed the next project. I left it. And I also realized that I was being silly. Like, okay, Kai, how many people you gonna call and ask? What now? Charmin didn't tell you to take it apart. Now you're gonna ask a fourth and a fifth and a sixth person. Mr. Avellino. Y'all heard on the other feed last time I was on here that I love my friend Mr. Avellino, but today I don't really like him because he's talking about my wrinkled up curtains. Expect that from him. So this is the thing about my wrinkled up curtains. I have this type of curtain tie. And when I tie it, it's too tight. But when I want the curtains open, that's how I do it. So when I undo it, there's a little wrinkle where my tie was. So I have thought about that, and I will get other ties. I have some other ties I need to start using, as a matter of fact. So thank you very much, Mr. Avellino, for noting that. But the point is, how many times are we looking for the answer that is right there in front of us? And we're still looking. We're still like, no, that can't be it. Let me go to the next person. Let me go to the next thought. Let me go to the next thing or the next idea or the next plan. This can't possibly be what's supposed to work for me. It's not what my thought. It's not what my intuition says. So let me look for something else. All the while, what you need is right there in front of you. The decision, what's working right, what plan you need to work, what strategy you need to use is right there in front of you. Or even we're talking about love language, even with your partner. How many times are you still looking for the next person? Window shopping all day long. It's like people on these online dating apps. You find somebody, they're standing right there in front of you. You go out with this person, and next thing you know, another face pops up, another something pops up, and you're like, oh, maybe not this person. Maybe this person will be better. Maybe that person will be better than this person. You have the answer in front of you on a regular basis, and you walk right past that answer onto the next something. I could have walked right past Rose and Janice and Charmin and taken this apart anyway, put it back together, and then realize my corners still don't match. I had it right the first time. How many times do you go back to do it over again and come to realize you had it right the first time? Should have stayed the course the first time. You should have stayed the course the first time. That's what you should have done. And now I'm on to my third blanket. This one and the third blanket will be better than the first and the second, or the same. I love these little blankets. I love these little hats. They won't fit on my head. And I don't know what baby has had this head this big. Mine did. That last one, not the first two. But he's been big since birth, so. And my little poof ball is not perfect. But that I like. This I look at like, yeah, I don't want that perfect. I want it exactly how it is, messy. Anyway, guys, tell me what your thoughts are about any of these things, the love languages, looking for perfect where there is no perfect, where you already have perfect, actually. Let me take that back. Looking for perfect when perfect is right there. Looking to be somebody else when you're already somebody perfect. Trying to grow and grow and grow, and where you are right now is already perfect. And growth is good. I'm not suggesting it's not. But sometimes we're looking to grow because we don't like where we are right now. We don't like the answer that is right there in front of us. We don't like what we're seeing in the mirror every morning. So we want to grow, we want to change. I want to become a better person. Well, you're a good enough person right now. You're the perfect person right now. Now you should always want to improve on that perfection. But not to the point where you are destroying something that is beautiful in order to remake it into something that it may have flaws as well and is equally as beautiful. You get the same results over and over again with the crochet anyway. I mean with the knitting anyway. It's the same. The corners still don't match. So what, do I take this one apart too? And had I taken the first one apart because the corners didn't match, if I redid it a second time and the corners still didn't match, am I supposed to take it apart the third time? I mean, to take it apart a second time and redo it a third time? How many times do you keep going back and back and do it over, do it over, do it over, do it over? And they're all bald. What are you talking about? The babies? With these big heads? So that's where I am today. That's where I actually was yesterday when I had talked about love languages again. I'm not in love, dang it. Anyway, that's where I am. I need to put down the knitting. I need to reorganize the house, get it back together. We are some creative fools in this space right now. We have candles going, we've got knitting going, we've got all of this stuff going, and I have a very small space. When I get my next house, or my own house, let me say, I need to have a creativity room that is only for all of these for sewing, knitting, my Cricut machine that I don't have right now. I'm not getting it because I don't have the space for it. But when I move, I will have a Cricut machine. Cricut. I'm gonna say Cricut. All of these things, you need to have a creativity space. Photography, everything, creativity space. But right now, I have to get it back together because I need to get my taxes done. Shh. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Anyway, guys, what thoughts do you have? You guys are being silent today. I need you to speak up. Olympic bronze medalists do not get the commercials and contracts. Yeah, that's not right. We want the gold. But they should get commercials and contracts because the Olympic bronze medalists are still better than an overwhelmingly large majority of athletes. I mean, look at how much work it takes to even be third. So we should be satisfied with the bronze, sir, and the silver and the gold, and the bronze should get rewarded just like the silver and the gold. Maybe not equally, but still, they should. Karen, my vote would be to knit too, except for I need to organize this house. I mean, when your house is chaotic, your mind is chaotic. So get your house in order. Do your taxes, then go knit for an hour. You know what? I actually am going to try to get my son to get out of this house. I think I want to go pick some more nectarines and some blackberries. We've been doing our smoothies. We did an orange carrot ginger smoothie. Orange juice, carrots and ginger. We've done blueberry banana with spinach, and then he just did strawberry banana and orange juice with a little oatmeal and chia seed. So good morning, Bernadette. Happy Saturday. We're doing smoothies on a regular basis, so we're getting in some good extra nutrition there. So I need to go, and we're not buying the frozen fruits and vegetables. We are buying our fruits and vegetables and then washing them out, washing them and then freezing them. And so I want us to go pick some nectarines and some blackberries and wash and freeze so that we have them for our smoothies. Stay says the Browns could still be the best in the United States, so they should get some play. Exactly. See, the Browns, third place matters as long as there's not just 3 people running. My oldest son, when he was running track, there were 3 people running the hurdles. And he's like, Ma, I came in third. I'm like, Negro, you was last, okay? But I like the way he tried to spin that. And then after that, I was like, you came in third. He was a third. He placed third in the hurdles. But you know, between he and I was like, dude, you was last. Let's just keep it real here. You were last, okay? Oh, the dating app. Yeah, you know what? I've been on a couple of those dating apps. I'm not sure I like any one of them. I don't have the patience for that stuff. And usually I'll go on, meet a couple of people, realize this is just a mess, and then I will get off of there. So I don't know. And then I know people who have had wonderful luck meeting people on dating apps, and some who have gotten married. That's great. But man, the folks I have met, Jesus. I can't knit a produce bag though, Karen, because the yarn stretches. So it would no, I don't see that working. The produce would get into my yarn, it would stain the yarn. Maybe if I put a liner in it. I don't see that working. It would carry too many germs. It needs to be easily washable. I don't need to have to lay it out to dry. Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe if I chose a different yarn, maybe that's what it was. This yarn, this baby soft yarn, it wouldn't work for it. Anyway, so who else has wonderful plans? Tell me what your wonderful plans are for today. And Suli, if you got a dating app, no. So a friend of mine knows somebody who used the matchmaking service. Maybe that's what we all should do. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Tell me what your plans are. Oh, cotton yarn. Okay. You need to know a cotton yarn. All right. Because this is polyester. I think this is mostly, if not all polyester, mostly polyester. You're right. A cotton bag would work. So I am going to try to find something for us to do to get out of the house. It's only supposed to be in the 80s today, which is a good day because normally it's in the 90s or hundreds. So I'm going to try to get us out of the house today. Make sure you're getting out like Suli and Bina and Pam, who are getting out and getting some fresh air daily, I want to say. It seems like daily. Going on hikes, getting out and getting some fresh air. This is going to help you fight the anxiety that a lot of people are experiencing right now. Help you fight the blues. Help you fight the blues that come when you're locked in the house. I mean, I know we're safer at home, but how long we got to stay in our rooms? We thought about it, Mom. We thought about it. I'm going to do better when I come out this time. You know, let us out. But it's not Mom holding us in there. That's the idiot other person. So make sure that you are finding a way to get out and enjoy some fresh air to help fight the malaise that comes, right? And you don't want to let depression set in. It's okay to understand that you have momentary bouts of depression. We all do, momentary bouts of anxiety, but you don't want that to start to take over your energy. You need to be able to stay focused on what the greater plan is. What are your, I'm speaking to people like Chelsea Max. Stay focused on what your goal is and work that plan to reach that goal. And don't get down in the process. And Karen, you as well. And I don't know, I'm not saying I know, of course I know my baby story, but I don't necessarily know Karen's story. I know that you're going through a move right now, Karen, or packing or something. So whatever, you're packing and burning trash. So you may not be able to get out right now, but stay focused on whatever you're packing for. If you're burning trash, that means you're cleaning up your space, right? You're organizing, which is what I need to do. I don't need to burn anything, but I do need to organize. So stay focused on why you're doing that, what the goal is. You're working your plan to reach a specific goal, getting your things in order, organizing, getting rid of things, whatever it is. And everyone else tried to get out. Bernadette said, just spent 2.5 hours outside. I'm good for the day. It's going to. Yeah, well, that's good. So you already got your outside time in. Find some ways to be creative. There are so many people like me. I mean, look, I'm knitting. I got baby blankets galore. I just ordered enough yarn so I can, and then my son is talking about, Mom, can you make me a blanket? Yep, I'm gonna work that out. Don't worry about it eventually. Now I might have arthritis by the end of all of this, but I'm going to have peace of mind. Anyway, so we are going to be on a different subject. I'm going to go back to the list of subjects that you guys have given me, the list of topics. I'm going to pick another one for tomorrow and the upcoming days. I have really enjoyed exploring the love languages, coming to a greater understanding of how these love languages play out in every aspect of our lives and how I operate in every aspect of my life, and gaining a better understanding of self and a better understanding of others as well. So I hope that you have enjoyed it this week, and we will be on to something new tomorrow. I will see you here. Oh, you guys need to think about between today and tomorrow, whether our new time, that was the time this week, 12 o'clock my time, which was 9 and 11, everyone else's time. If that time works better, we can shift it. I've asked this before. I want to make sure 12 o'clock my time, my lunch break, is just as good of a time as for me as anything else. So if that's a good time for everybody and that's where everyone is comfortable, we can leave it according to that. As a matter of fact, let me take that back. I do have a couple of more meetings. Remember, I told you I have some implementation training that we're going through for some new programs at work. And I do have a couple of more meetings. So this next week, we are going to need to leave it at 12 o'clock for at least the first half of the week, because I know Monday and Tuesday I have 10 o'clock meetings, 10 o'clock my time. So I can't do a 10 o'clock tea time. So for the next couple of days, it will remain at 12 o'clock my time. If that works for everybody, we can just let that be our new time. You guys let me know what you think about that. Everyone at this table today are the regular people who come to this table. Except for, did I see Steve? Steve, are you on here being quiet? I don't think I saw Steve. Where is Steve? Oh, we got to check on Steve. Steve is usually here every day. All right, guys, send Steve a message. Figure out where he is. Oh, there's Steve. Steve, you're quiet the whole time? What? Something wrong with that. Check in, Steve. You doing okay? You're too quiet today, Steve. Okay, yeah, you're too quiet. Hey, Jana. Jana's been jet setting across, not jet car, but still traveling, seeing the U.S. Yeah, Steve, check in. You okay? You can't come to this table quiet when you usually. So Chelsea says new tea time so I can actually make it regularly. I'm sleeping at 7 a.m. If everybody is okay with the tea time how it is now, let me know, guys, and we can move. I love my daughter, but if she's the only one that can't wake up at 7, then that's her. That's on her. That's on her. But she gets a piece of her mama on a regular basis, so that's okay. So let me know, and I'm going to go because I need to get whatever I'm going to do started, because right now it's 12:45 and it's about to get hot. It's not going to be as hot, but it's still going to get hot. So Steve says, you would say that with your bat swing and Suli. That's right. We got to check on you, Steve. You're too quiet. You can't come to the table quiet after every day for 3 months, coming to the table, running your dang mouth, and all of a sudden you quiet. No, something's up. Something's up. Jana agrees with Jessica. Jana, how are you going to be missing from the table for like a month and then talk about, yeah, change the time? Chelsea says, actually, it doesn't matter. I start school, so I might not be able to come at all. Anyway, you see that? You see that, Chelsea Macadocious? Anyway, everybody else who matters. No, I'm kidding. Chelsea and Jenna, y'all do matter, okay? Suli, Steve, Stace, Darlene, Rose, let me know. Karen. Okay, Karen says whatever time. T likes the old time, 7 a.m. because she's working later. Yeah, and I'm thinking about those people who are actually getting up and getting out for work. So everybody else let me know and we'll see. But I do know for Monday and Tuesday, it still needs to be 12 o'clock. So I will post the new schedule. I will post next week's schedule after other people let me know, okay? But for Monday and Tuesday, it definitely needs to be 12 because I have meetings. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. I need to get up and get out before I don't feel like doing anything because I'm going to be pushing myself already. So you guys have a wonderful, glorious day. Chelsea says, I'll remember that who matters comment when you're old and frail and need one of your kids to take care of you. It ain't going to be you, Chelsea Mack. It's going to be 810. I love you, Chelsea. It's going to be you. It's going to be you. You matter, Chelsea. You matter. I will see you here tomorrow. Yeah, you're right. Probably won't be them. But they'll be feeding me. You'll just be changing my diaper, but they'll be feeding me. I don't want your food. Anyway, I love you, Chelsea. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Keep your distance. Be creative. Get outside. Get some exercise. Get your mind going. Get your mind disconnected from everything else that's the negativity that's out there. Connected to positivity only. Get up. Get moving. Enjoy your day. And I will see you here tomorrow, 12 my time, 11 CST, 9 PST. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. My energy is a little bit down right now. I need to get up and get out myself, tackle some of this anxiety. Be safe, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you here tomorrow.